Hey guys, this is Robert. I'm the GM of High School D&D. I'm being joined by Joanna today. How's it going, Joanna?
That's great. How are you?
Good, good. So, as you know, crazy things have been going down at Bayako Academy, and the police are there, and they're interrogating everyone.
Scary.
Right? Well, eventually, Toramika's name gets called up, and she's escorted by one of the faculty member and the little hall monitor girl. And the little hall monitor girl is just like, seems like you're getting into more and more trouble, Mika.
Hey, lay off. You don't know what's going on at all.
Oh yeah? Well, justice will be served soon enough.
I sure hope it will.
So she guides you through, and the faculty member knocks on the door, and this woman opens it up, and she's just got this like nasty look on her face, like she's just pissed off at the world. And she sees you, she opens it a little further, and a man's sitting at a desk. He looks over and he sees you, and he's like, you must be Toramika. Come on, here, have a seat.
Thank you, sir. She walks in confidently enough.
Would you like any tea or water?
No, sir, I'm fine. Thank you. What's going on? What's this all about?
Well, first let me introduce myself. I am Detective Sakurai Gina. I recently transferred to Osaka PD, and this is my partner, Detective Toruda Kame.
Nice to meet you both.
Right. So, how long has your family lived in Osaka?
Well, I've lived in the Kamagaski slums my whole life, and I bus into Bayako Academy.
Sounds good. I'm sure you've enjoyed the opportunity here.
Oh yes, very much so. It's a great education. It's the best in Osaka.
Some would argue maybe even Japan.
Yes, that's why I wanted to come here.
Well, what's it like going to school here, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's interesting. Is this on the school record, or is this a closed interview?
Well, you are being filmed for our own reference.
But who will be watching the film? Will
Me and
anyone
my
at
partner.
Bayako?
No, no one will have access for Bayako Academy.
Well, it depends on who you are, how your experience at the school goes. If you're in the families that have gone to Bayako for their whole lives, then you have a great experience here. If you're from the slums like me, it might not be so, unless you're willing to work your way to the top and be as amicable as everyone wants you to be.
The unfortunate realities of going to a private academy, huh?
Yes.
Well, how are your grades, Toramika?
My grades are good.
That's good, that's good. What do you want to do when you graduate?
Well, I hope to be a lawyer and be able to help those who come from backgrounds like my own, who might not get the chance that all of these kids with money have.
So, with the sound of that, you plan on going into defense then?
Yes, that's the goal.
I don't know if you're aware of the unfortunate realities of being a defense attorney in Japan.
Well, I don't know that since I haven't experienced it, but I'm ready for anything.
The prosecution rate is very high. You may want to rethink that career path.
But if someone doesn't defend, then who's left to do the job?
Like your tenacity. Well, let me ask you a question, Toramika. Do you know a girl named Riku?
I did, sir.
Seems like a lot of the students around here already know. Do you?
Yes, word travels very fast.
I see. Seems like the staff did a poor job of making sure that didn't get out.
Yes, you can say that again.
Were you close to her?
Yes, very close. We worked together a lot last year, and she came to me for help. We have a similar situation, you might be able to say. and I helped her as much as I could.
Was there any indication that maybe she had lapses in emotional stability?
She had a hard time here, and I know she got a lot of pressure from her family to stay here and to not be kicked out, but she also had a lot of pressure from the faculty and the higher ups.
Anyone in particular?
Are you sure this interview won't go anywhere else?
This is police evidence, ma'am.
I don't want to. You just have to be careful who you talk about around here. But I know, and you have to promise this won't go anywhere else. Principal Takahiro, did not like Riku, and on many occasions he called me into his office to try to find reason to expel her.
Do you have any reason to believe that Takahiro would have removed her in violent manners?
That man has surprised me many times with what he's capable of, and I know he wanted her gone, and I don't know why.
Okay. According to some of the other students, you've been spotted around people who are prospective suspects. I have to ask you about a few of them. We'll start with Sato Ryuji.
Ryuji? He's a suspect?
Can't rule a lot of people out right now, ma'am.
Ryuji's crazy. He carries around a rat turtle, and he follows rats all around town. I don't think he would be involved with this. I think he's concerned about other things.
Have you ever spotted drugs on him?
No, not once.
Okay.
Unless they were rat poison.
Have you ever seen him contacting anyone that you could consider members of the occult?
Oh my gosh. The occult? I mean, I never once would have thought of that, but I could see why you would think this, but I promise you, he's into much more trivial things than the occult.
All right. What about Higashi Dinu?
Oh, Dinu. Yes, I know Dinu and his whole family.
He has a substantial record. Suspected of more crimes than he's been caught, but substantial indeed.
But he hasn't been caught, and there's a reason for that.
That's what we're afraid of.
Well, I believe that if he hasn't been caught, it's for a reason. He doesn't have enough evidence to say that he's done it. Even though he might look a certain way or he might come from a certain background, doesn't mean that you can easily suspect him of these things or accuse him of these things.
Okay. What about a teacher? His name is Onizuka.
Onizuka. What do you want to know about him?
Would you have any reason to believe he could be the perpetrator?
He wasn't in the cafeteria that day, but I really don't know enough about him.
Go ahead and
He's
write
brand
that
new
down,
at
Kame.
this school.
I see. Do you know anything about his past?
Not much. Just that he's new here and he's very eager to make his mark.
Okay. Well, would it surprise you if I told you that he's a former Yakuza boss?
I knew there was something. I had a feeling about him. How did he get into the school?
It's a good question. Also, it seems he brought someone that he may have directly influenced with him. Kai Unagi.
Kai.
They both came to Osaka around the same time from Tokyo. Onizuka was a student teacher in Tokyo at the same school that Kai Unagi was attending.
Kai?
It doesn't seem like it can't be coincidence to you that Onizuka and Kai Unagi both come to Osaka at the same time from the same school. They both attend the same school, one teaching, one as a student, and all of a sudden there's a dead girl when they both have a criminal history.
No. I don't believe it. Kai does so much to help people.
Like robbing people.
Well, but he doesn't have anything. He has no one. And he's been our friend from the first day.
It's usually people like that are the easiest to manipulate, though. Don't you think,
No.
Toramika?
I don't believe it.
Food for thought. It's not the point of this, but I appreciate the information you've given us. Is there anything that you would like to add to this interview, Ms. Toramika?
I would just say, if there's anything I've learned in my time here at Byakuo, it's to follow the money. And don't not suspect anyone just because they might seem like they have all the answers, or they might love this school, or they're the head of the Parents Association,
Right.
or have connections with our dear principal.
Well, if you find out anything else, please call me, okay? And he hands you a card.
She takes it.
And be careful with who you associate with. I know you're trying to do good. I just get that feeling just from talking to you. Sometimes it's the people around you that can influence you to do things you never wanted to do.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Have a good day at class. And he stands up and he bows.
She bows back.
And Toruda, like the whole time during this interrogation, she's just like on her phone. Not even like seeming like she's not paying attention. And like she opens up the door and never looks away from her phone. And she just like says to the hall monitor, "Send the next one in."
Weird.
Well, Joanna, thanks for joining me. This is really fun, and I'm excited to see where this mystery goes.
Yeah, me too. You definitely have kept us in suspense. I'm always like, what's he gonna pull out next?
Who knows? I may not have any more rabbits in my hat.
This is it. This is where it ends.
Yeah, this is it. Campaign's over, guys.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night.
Night.